Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to another gifted tarot card reading. This reading may be for you or maybe for somebody that you know. These readings are done with the intention that you will help match the reading to the correct person. The only hint that I'm given is the person's first name. If someone forwards this reading to you and you identify with the meanings or the feelings of the first couple cards, which are the problem statement, then this reading is most likely for you. Note that all my gifted tarot card readings are summarized and posted on my website in the public reading section so they can easily be shared with your friends so we can find the right person. I want to thank you for your support. The readings, tarot decks, and website subscriptions that you buy support this work. This particular reading is going to be for an Alex or an Alexandria. Um, and if you can identify with this particular problem statement, then this reading may be for you. Here we have the Queen of Swords as the key item. The Queen of Swords in the upright position has a feeling of that the old widow has experienced the world and she tells you what's on her mind. So that there's this overall feeling that there's somebody that really knows what's going on. She knows the world. She intellectually understands it all. And she's kind of cold about things, but she's going to tell you what's on her mind. And so when we come around to the words of things that she has, attributes, strength, independence, courage of adversity, quick thinker, organized, perceptive, self-reliant. She might be a divorcee, excellent judge, devoid of emotional intellect. So here she basically, there's somebody in your life that that basically knows it all, and she's there to tell you what's on her mind. She's got something to say. What does she have to say? Nine of Wands. The feeling that goes along with the Nine of Wands in the reversed position is the feeling in your stomach when you stand on the edge of the cliff and look down. And so here it is that essence of there's an adventure that you might be on, and it's a very nervous feeling. There's things might be on edge, and she's going to tell you that. On edge, defensive, hesitant, paranoia, at limit. And so there could be a situation where there's somebody on your life that's on edge. Or it could be this person that has advice is going to point out that you're on your edge. That depends on who has, where the essence is with regards to the butterflies in the stomach feeling here. So if it turns out that Alex or Alexandra, you're on the edge of something, you're very, very nervous about it, then the problem may be on that other person telling you about the situation, or it could be that you've been driven to the edge by this other person who seems to be non-emotional, doesn't really care what you think. She's going to tell you what's on her mind. And so here, what we're going to do is we're going to look at 3 cards of advice from this card, or from the cards, and it'll be the mind, body, and spirit. And so advice for the mind. The mind here is that we're in a position of choice. There's a decision that needs to be made, and there's a feeling of having to hear your family's opinions with regards to your suitor that you choose. So this here in that reversed position is kind of like this lady has something to say and you don't want to hear it. That you have to hear it, that you're in a situation where you're stuck and having to force to hear it. It's as if they're being judged by this person, and it's creating a situation of tension that you want to be able to rise above. And so here it may be information overload or illogical decisions being made, can't think straight, blindfold being ripped off maybe. Maybe the truth needs to come out in the open. So here maybe we need to see that for this to really sink in the mind, that is really showing us that there's an intellectual choice here that needs to be made. And it may be related back to this person. But it seems like there's a decision that needs to be made, and that we probably shouldn't spend much more time on that. We're going to go to the next card, which is going to be the mind, the mind, the body, and the spirit. So the body is the 4 of Wands. in the reversed position. So the Four of Wands is going to carry that feeling, um, a feeling where you realize that what you did is not correct and you have to do it over again. This is that feeling like, oh, God, I did that. I'm going to have to do it over again. And it's as if um, it's as if you started on a project uh, that wasn't really clear on how you get there, and now you have to come back and you have to redo that again. And so there's a feeling that maybe it's not good enough for that person, that that is being reviewed and being judged. And so here the cards may be suggesting that it's time to go back and redo something. Maybe it's time to go back and look at what was done and how can you go back and make it better. So the words that are with that is breakdown in communication, transition, nothing comes easy. And so maybe there's going to be a little bit more work that has to happen here to go in to rebuild some communication, rebuild something that's broke down, because the first time that you went through it, it didn't work out the way it was supposed to work out. When we go at the spiritual or divine influence, the spirit side of things, we're going to find that we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card in the reverse position, the feeling that the issue is finally out in the open. So the advice here is, if it turns out that there was a disagreement, because this card is about a disagreement, a misunderstanding, um, which seems to tie in with this. And when we come around to that disagreement or misunderstanding, the Five of Cups in the reverse position shows that we may now finally be moving on from that situation, or that the issue is at least out in the open. It can now be addressed. It needs to be addressed. So maybe there's something going on in this situation where it's out in the open. It's now time to address it. It's time to go back and look at it and say, I can do this better. And we're going to make a decision that was slightly different than what we made before in order to drive forward with this. In any case, this is just a brief reading for that Alex or Alexandria. If you like this reading, I'd greatly appreciate your help in finding that person. This particular information will be summarized on my website, and so it'll be really easy to share. Anyway, I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll see you soon.